Gotta slow up, gotta shake this high. Gotta take a minute just to ease my mind. 'Cause if I don't walk, then I get caught out. And I'll be falling all the way down. Hundred headlights making me blind. All of your pleasures catching my eye. If I jump once, then I never think twice. But your temptation's making me stay another night. And my senses only lie to me, lie to me. I don't know how it feels so right to me, right to me. I gotta check myself before I get what I want. But I just know what I thought it was. And you know I gotta slow up, gotta shake this high. Gotta take a minute just to ease my mind. 'Cause if I don't walk, then I get caught out. And I'll be falling all the way down. Turn my head and shut my eyes. Doesn't even matter if I'm wrong or right. 'Cause if I don't walk, I keep messing around. And I'll be falling all the way down. Tell myself leave while I'm still strong. Don't look back till I'm 10 miles gone. And when the road stops, I'm gonna keep on until I end up in the place that I belong. But the pressure's pushing me back again, telling me not to pretend there's any use even trying to get you out my head. So I lift my feet off the ground and I'm gonna walk right out. Gotta slow up, gotta shake this high. Gotta take a minute just to ease my mind. 'Cause if I don't walk, then I get caught out. And I'll be falling all the way down. Turn my head and shut my eyes. Doesn't even matter if I'm wrong or right. 'Cause if I don't walk, I keep messing around. And I'll be falling all the way down. Won't get caught in the old fly trap. Run away, never come back. No way, I'm going down like that. No, no, run away, run away. Whoa, I can get caught up again. No way, no, no. Gotta slow up, gotta shake this high. Gotta take a minute just to ease my mind. Yeah, then I get caught out. Hey, now I'll be falling all the way. I'll be falling all the way down. Shut my eyes, shut my eyes. Matter if I'm wrong or right. Doesn't matter if I keep messing around. And I'll be falling all the way down. Yeah, I'm better walk now. I'm better walk now.
Buenas tardes and good afternoon to all my Madridistas. Good afternoon to all my Gunners and Gunnerettes. We are here for a brand new EP. Well, not a brand new, we've been doing this. But this is a Canon Podcast episode. I forgot the numbers because we do so many. But today we are here to give you a prediction for the weekend. Let me lower this volume 1 second here. For the top 5 leagues in European football. Grab your papers and your pen. There is actually a game that's about to start in 2 hours, or if not, already begun. And the Ligue 1 in France. So I would like to give you guys this one first. It is Paris Saint-Germain versus Montpellier. This is going to be a 2-1 victory. 1-0 victory for Paris Saint-Germain with Kylian Mbappe. This team have made Paris struggle over the last 4 years, especially when they're playing in La Capitale. They will not fear Paris Saint-Germain. I don't expect them to win. I won't expect them to even draw this game. However, I'm expecting a scoreline like this: 2-1, 1-0 victory to PSG. Make sure you do it like this, because if you don't, you will crave. So make sure it's like this, right there. And then for the Bundesliga, don't forget this weekend. This one I will not put it on the list. If you do like watching German football, I suggest you watch the Klassiker between BVB and FC Bayern Munich. Harry Kane versus the entire Borussia Dortmund team. And Harry Kane with Leroy Sané, guy like Leon Goretzka, and the whole squad. So this game will not be on the list for prediction. But however, for the Bundesliga, we have at 10:30 a.m. Hoffenheim versus Bayer Leverkusen. For this game here, I'm expecting a 2-1 victory for Leverkusen. Don't forget the guy at number 10, Verst, who's very good nowadays. And of course, Boniface as the leading striker. So Bayer Leverkusen should win this game 2-1 or 2-0. Make sure you put that down, please. When it comes to the Bayer Leverkusen game, once we finish with that, this game, don't forget, this game will be at 10:30 a.m. Die Klassiker should be at the same time when it comes to Bayern Munich. So 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, Leverkusen beat Hoffenheim. Don't forget the scoreline again: 2-1, 2-0 Bayer Leverkusen with Granit Xhaka and Ezekiel Palacios in the midfield. And then moving on next to La Liga, we will have Barcelona against Sociedad. I do not like Barcelona, but the thing is, when it comes to prediction and odd makings, you cannot be biased and only choose your team. You have to choose what's gonna win for the people. And if you are across this camera watching this, you can put the money on the Barcelonians because after what my team did to them last weekend, Real Madrid beat them 2-1. I expect them to fight back. Whether they win or lose, that's their business. I don't care. But for you guys to win, to cash in, put Barcelona 2-0, 3-1, or 1-0 Barca. Again, it's not my team. I do not like that football club, especially over what happened over this past week where they give their ex-player that golden ball he didn't deserve that was supposed to go to Erling Haaland at Manchester City. It gave me extra reason not to like them. But in this game that we do, there is no biasness. So to make sure you cash in on these idiots, Barca will play Real Sociedad at 4 p.m. on Saturday. 2-0 Barcelona again, 2-0 Barcelona, 3-1 Barcelona, or 1-0 Barcelona. If you're not sure, you're going to go with the money line and for them to win. So it's going to be like this. Do it like that. And as for the Bayer Leverkusen, make sure you look at the time, note the time, note the time, very important. And then moving on to Il Calcio for this weekend, we have Atalanta hosting Inter Milan or aka Internazionale. This game will be a very low scoring game. Therefore, I'm expecting Inter Milan to snatch a tight victory to collect the 3 points. 70% margin, Inter Milan will beat Atalanta. Again, I repeat, 70% chance Internazionale will beat Atalanta. Atalanta now have a striker on loan from West Ham United in London named Scaramanca, who used to play for Sassuolo. For those of you who follow West Ham United, you should know who the player is. Number 9. He now plays for Atalanta as a replacement for Højlund, who's currently playing at Manchester United, who's acquired this past summer. So, if you ask me for Il Calcio how to pick this game, I would go +2 Atalanta. Again, I repeat, +2 Atalanta, or you can do a +1 Atalanta like this. I want to put you in the best position to win this game. Make no mistake about it. High level caliber strikers such as Lautaro Martinez will show up. Marquis Thuram, the new number 9, will show up. These two strikers are in the prime. They start to hit their prime. Both 26 years old, hunger for goals, predator extraordinaire in the final third. When they're in the box, they are extremely lethal. I do believe this season, with these two, Internazionale are the favorite team to win Il Calcio. My team Napoli, we did what we did last season with Cravadona and Victor Osimhen. We did not win the title for the last 30 years since Diego Armando Maradona, Il Bambino, was there. But this year, I have a strong feeling. It's not May yet, but I have a strong feeling that Internazionale will be the campione. So to avoid the nonsense this weekend, for this particular game, which will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to place the bet precisely like this on Atalanta. Do not choose Internazionale on the spread. You go with Atalanta like this. Make sure you follow it like this. If you don't, you're not going to cash out on it. Watch this. Follow the pen always. And then for the game itself, I expect Internazionale to win the game 1-0 or 2-1. I expect scoring Lautaro Martinez or Marquis Thuram. Whether the other one don't score within 90 minutes, I'm expecting the other one to score within 90 minutes. That's how good these guys are playing as a pair up front. Now, we finish with that. Let's move on to Il Calcio's other game, which will be at 10 a.m. My favorite team in Italy, Napoli. Napoli will be traveling to Salernitana at 10 a.m. And I'm expecting nothing but 3 points from Napoli. Do not mess this up for me. Do not. Every time I tell them that this season, we're having a bad start. But I'm expecting Napoli to win tomorrow morning, especially in the second half, to bag all 3 points. Now, how they win this game, I don't know if it's going to be a 2-0, a boring 1-0, or a 3-1. But I'm expecting nothing but a victory from Napoli. You are my team in Italy, and you have to beat Salernitana, or you will lose pace in the title race. Again, Napoli, you must collect all 3 points tomorrow morning. All right, folks, let us get straight to it. Premier League games. To avoid any confusion for this weekend, I'm only going to narrow it down to 3 important games in the English Premier League to make sure that you guys hit it with 100% accuracy like I did last weekend, to avoid any koshma or mistakes. We're going to start with the game or the day. Well, first one, it should be at 8:30 a.m. Fulham will be hosting the Manchester United. These days, not living by the names and their reputations. If you ask me what's going on at Old Trafford, I can't tell you what's going on because this club has totally lost their identity. The Manchester United of old no longer exist, folks. I feel like I'm watching Leeds United switch jersey and venue, or Sunderland FC. No disrespect to Manchester United, but this is the level that you has dropped to at the moment. So without further ado, Fulham is going to be a bit stubborn to be beaten by Manchester United. United don't have any chemistry. Their manager, Eric Ten Hag, is... I don't even know what to say about this guy, because if I say something about Eric Ten Hag, that would be hypocritical, because at Arsenal Football Club, I have a manager who behaved the same. So I got nothing negative to say about Eric Ten Hag. If you're a diehard Manchester United fans, perhaps you'll say, man, the guy's terrible. But if you're an Arsenal fan, don't you even dare to open your gob about what's going on at Manchester United. This is their business. This is their problem. I hope, I don't believe in that dirty word, hope, but should I say I pray or I hope? Manchester United, you know what to do. You need to find a new manager, and you need to get rid of the Glazers. These are your 2 problems. Me, I have the Kroenkes. Once my team get rid of the Kroenkes and be sold to Saudi Arabia, once Arsenal Football Club remove that stadium of ours, I'm going to get to the Arsenal matter. Let me finish with the Manchester United preview before I get to Arsenal's case. Folks, tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m., I would like you guys to pick Fulham. You're probably saying, what? Fulham? Yes. Fulham +2 +1 at 8:30 a.m. I guarantee you they will not lose to Manchester United by more than 2 goals. There will not be no 2-0 Manchester United. There will not be no 3-0 Manchester United. I do not expect a scoreline that is as tight as a 1-0 or a 2-1 within that game. So I expect Fulham to even draw Manchester United. That's how cocky I'm going to be for this prediction. 100% guarantee I'm going with Fulham. They're playing at Craven Cottage, and I know when they're playing at their formidable ground, it's very hard to break them down. Only Tottenham was able to pull that 2-0 victory a couple of weeks ago, and Spurs is that good these days. I got to give them their propers. I gotta put the rivalry stuff aside because they are that good, and this is why Kostakoglu and Tottenham are atop of the table. But as for Fulham, I expect the scoreline to be just like this, folks. Manchester United will choke at Fulham. They're gonna draw this game, or they will win this game by a tight margin, 1-0 or 2-1, and Fulham will beat the spread put before you guys by Ladbrokes or any other company who's putting lines out there this weekend for the Fulham and Manchester United game. Mark my word, put the money on Fulham +2, +1. They will not disappoint or let you guys down. Now, moving on to the other game at 11 a.m. It is the title defending, reigning defending football club of the world, Manchester City. They will be hosting Bournemouth. This game will be a blitz for Manchester City. I'm expecting nothing but a 2-0, 3-0 City or a 4-1 victory for Manchester City. Based on what happened over this weekend, well, this past 7 days, if you guys were following the AFIF or the ceremony they do for the football federations, which is once a year, to pick out the best footballer on the planet as for player of the year and the golden ball player of the year. There was this young hobbit, well, not young so more, now he's 36 years old, who used to play for a team called FC Catalonia or the Barcelonians. This young man last year played for Paris Saint-Germain, did not even win the Champions League, got eliminated in the Champions League, barely won the World Cup without, if it wasn't for the likes of Julian Alvarez, McAllister, Enzo, there would have not been any World Cup for the Argentinians. 2014, this young man failed to win it in Brazil against Germany. 2018 in Russia, this young man failed to win the World Cup and got eliminated by Croatia. And he was the Golden Ball Player of the Year. Erling Haaland scored 54 goals. I'm not defending Erling Haaland. I'm not Erling Haaland's agent. I don't even care what Manchester City does in Manchester. That's their business. They did win a treble last season, right? Then Erling Haaland win EPL Player of the Year. The Gong Player of the Year, meaning by Gong, that means you score the most goal in the Premier League, the most goal in the Champions League, the most goal in the FA Cup. And to have this majestic golden ball and player of the year handed to the dwarf by the Football Federation. Because of this, Bournemouth, I apologize for what's about to happen to you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. You will be punished by Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez, and the rest of the Manchester City squad. Is gonna be an ambush. When you come to Etihad Stadium tomorrow, I expect this to be like this. Erling Haaland will abuse you guys and unleash all his frustration for not winning this year's golden ball on you guys. I apologize sincerely. If there was such a thing as forfeiting a game, this would have been the perfect time for Bournemouth to forfeit this match. I would not even show up if I was them, because why? Erling Haaland will be punishing you guys for not winning this golden ball. I guarantee it. This kid may score a hat trick against Bournemouth tomorrow. I expect Haaland to score at least minimum one goal, a brace, or even a hat trick for El Tripleta. Okay? The last game I have on the menu is, of course, my favorite club in England. My second favorite club, or should I say my first? It depends on how they piss me off sometimes. Is the Arsenal Football Club as we travel to the Cathedral Stadium called St. James's Park to play in this monumental fixture, which can determine if we're going to win the Premier League or finish second. Forget it, Arsenal, you will not win the Premier League. Before we get to the game itself, Arsenal recently got kicked out of the Carabao Cup. Folks, let me repeat. Arsenal got kicked out of the Carabao Cup. That was on Wednesday. Scoreline was 3-1. This past Tuesday, I was watching a football podcast, and a young man he who should remain nameless, because I don't put people's name out there when I'm doing this podcast for the Cannons us podcast. This young man was being cocky, talking about, it was three of them. They were talking about how they were gonna smash West Ham United. Oh, we're gonna hammer West Ham United in the Olympic Stadium. He even predicted the scoreline was going to be 3-0 Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, 2-0 Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. This is the problem. Me, I follow Real Madrid. Me, I've been paying attention to Arsenal since 1998, since the reign of Ian Wright. I became a fan in 2001. I was with Real Madrid in 2000 after they beat by Leverkusen to win the Champions League. If you guys remember this wonderful kick volley by Zinedine Zidane, I suggest you go watch that final, the full 90 minutes. But as an Arsenal fan who's also my club, I want to know psychologically, if you want to compete with the elites, you should take every competition serious. These guys are bragging about, oh, the Carabao Cup is just something that, it's something that is a trophy that's below them and beneath them. Arsenal, it's been 20 years since you won a title that's major. By major, I mean a Premier League title, a UEFA Cup title, which is now the Europa League title, and the Holy Grail of all Holy Grails, the second most trophy after the World Cup itself. Me, I don't watch international football no more. I'm retired for life. I don't care about it. I don't want to watch that mess. If you intend to win the Champions League or the Premier League, you're supposed to build it up. You see at Real Madrid, the greatest football club in the world, they don't have that problem. We take Copa del Rey serious. We take the Super Cup serious. We take the World Cup football serious. We take La Liga serious. We take the UEFA Cup serious. And we definitely take the Champions League serious. Bayern Munich does it. AC Milan does it. The greatest club in England, the mighty Liverpool, does it. Internazionale does it. Even Napoli nowadays take this cup serious, and here you are, who have not won a single title that's major over the last 20 years, being cocky as a bunch of, talking about, oh, the Carabao Cup is below you. You're supposed to grab onto every trophy that's been put before you. It doesn't matter who you play against, you take him serious. Your cockiness just got you eliminated 3-1 this past Wednesday against West Ham United. Please know who you are. You always praise, Rocky Rockhouse. I don't care about that no more. What Arsenal does now for the rest of this season, I don't care whether you win, you lose. Each game will be watched by me only by highlights. When you have a major game, if you're on a hot streak like 3 game winning streak, if you are on a 5 winning gaming streak, I will watch perhaps one game per month or one game every 3 months to make sure I keep an eye. When I say that, that means a full 90 minutes. You don't give us the appetite or the energy to wake up in the morning to watch your games anymore. Me, I have served my time as an Arsenal Football Club fan. I've watched you guys over the last 20 years, and you have said the same bullshit since 2005, 2006 to 2022 and 23, now to 2023 and 24. It's like a broken record. You repeat the same crap every single year, giving false hope. People say it was Wenger's fault. I'm gonna break down Arsenal's problem to you guys. If you guys don't follow this club closely, me, I know this club inside and out. Your problem is you have left your spiritual ground, which is Highbury. I will repeat this again to Arsenal football fans out there. You have left your spiritual ground in North London. Even our worst enemy in North London called Tottenham Hotspurs did not leave their spiritual ground. What did they do? They demolished White Hart Lane and built the new White Hart Lane on top of the same field to keep that same spirit going. Arsenal left Highbury, one of the most formidable ground in football, period, all across the 5 leagues in Europe. Now I can say all the 6 leagues because now you got to include Saudi Arabia. Alhamdulillah. I'm telling you guys now, if Arsenal want to get back to what it once was from 20 years ago, by that I mean from 2005, 2006 down to 1996 when Arsene Wenger rebranded this magnificent football club to an elite club. If you get rid of the Cronkies, I don't care about their ownership anymore, bro. Yes, they're spending money nowadays because why? They feel like they want to throw some trinkets at Arsenal to stop commenting about them online, social media platforms, blah blah blah. I know who the Cronkies are. Arsenal is just an investment that they use on the side to collect money from you guys, but you don't see the problem. The Cronkies, they began their sports empire in Colorado and Denver to be precise. First, they bought the hockey team called the Colorado Avalanche. A success. They won the Stanley Cup in hockey, if you do follow hockey. Then they purchased the baseball club, the Colorado Rockies, if I'm not mistaken. It was a success. They then bought the Denver Nuggets, and they won the NBA championship, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of years ago. A success. And then they bought the soccer club called the Colorado something, I forgot their names. Rapids, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they did win the MLS. And then that was a team that they purchased in 2006 or 7. This was right before they purchased the Arsenal Football Club in 2008, 2009. The name was a team from California called the Los Angeles Rams, who migrated to the city of St. Louis, Missouri, and they went by the name of the St. Louis Rams, aka the greatest show on turf. It's a football. If you follow American football, it's a team that you all should know. The Kronkers were booted out of the state of Missouri for some nonsense. If you guys can go online and read the article, put Kronkers issue with the state of St. Louis in the United States of America. They were kicked out of Missouri and moved back to Los Angeles. He used your club, the Arsenal Football Club. That's what he did, folks. The club had 3 owners. When you guys migrated to the stadium, the Emirates Stadium now it's called, in 2006, when Wenger did the old inauguration with the shovel, Arsene Wenger said Arsenal would experience 2 decades of paying that debt back. The debt that Arsenal took as a loan, The Kroenkes had the money to pay for your stadium, folks, with cash. They could have paid your entire stadium cash money. David Dean, Lady Nina, I believe these guys were the old owners of the board, could have asked the Kroenke family to pay cash for your stadium. Instead, Arsenal been paying this debt for this ground who's not even yours. This ground that you have now is a marketing, breeding football stadium for the Kroenkes. Now they felt embarrassed after you guys went on a riot in 2019 and 20th campaign when there was the pandemic, which I remember, when they tried to bring Arsenal to this new thing called the 32 super teams, the Super League. You remember? The Kroenkes now have built this magnificent, gigantic stadium in Anaheim near Compton, California, called the SoFi Stadium, which is now owned by him and his entire family, because that's what he cares about. He used your stadium. Highbury Stadium now is an apartment complex. If I was Arsenal, to regain your spirit, your machismo, your character, what made you famous. Now, I can say that Arsenal is equal to Tottenham Hotspurs and the old version of Liverpool from the 90s to until 2005 when Liverpool won the Champions League in 2004-2005. You are not above them anymore. We always brag about the past. We are the Invincibles. Nobody cares about the stupid records anymore. We used to do it back in the day. We used to do it back in the day. Nobody cares anymore about how you used to do it. You have not won a single title in 20 years. I have witnessed all of it. Now you are equal to a club like Newcastle United, Liverpool, and even Tottenham Hotspur. When I say Liverpool, not the Liverpool from the last 8 years. I'm talking about Liverpool from the 90s up until 2005. You need to stop bragging about the past. If I were you guys, I would migrate every single tenant from Highbury and build them a condo at the Emirates Stadium and move back to Highbury, because I'm watching every major clubs in Europe with the exception of Bayern Munich. You cannot compare Arsenal to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is in the top 3 legends of the Mount Rushmore football. When they migrated from the Olympia Stadion and moved to the Allianz Arena in Bavaria, it was for a World Cup reason. They wanted to move to a stadium to attract the fans because it was 2006. Arsenal did the same thing. If we knew we were having all these problems with the board of directing, we could have stayed at Highbury Stadium and still maintain that oomph. Okay? I dissect this football club problem, and it all comes down to you are inconsistent ever since you have moved to the Emirates Stadium. I do not know if this stadium is haunted. I don't know what was on that ground before we moved there. But this is not your home. I'm afraid that if we don't find a way to sell this club to the Saudis, get a new manager, you will not win a trophy for this decade. That means Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, and that boring stadium, and the next decade as well, and the following decade after that. You're already being caught up by teams like Newcastle United with heavy investments. You're already being caught up by even Aston Villa being led by Unai Emery. And Chelsea is rebuilding and rebranding their stadium at Stamford Bridge. The example I just gave you guys. They don't plan to migrate to a new stadium. They will remodel it. The same way Barcelona is doing it. The same way the Real Madrid is doing it. The same way AC Milan and Inter Milan are about to do it. And the Giuseppe Meazza for Inter Milan. And the San Siro for the AC Milan. Arsenal, You will travel to St. James's Park at 1:30 p.m. this Saturday. Again, you will travel to Newcastle United at 1:30 p.m. this Saturday. If you ask me what the prediction will be, I expect Newcastle United. I'm ashamed to say this, but I have zero shame anymore in my presentations. Every year, I have to do a toss up, and this has been going on for the last 2 decades and a half. Am I going to have one good year with Real Madrid? Am I going to have one good year with Arsenal? Last year, we were having a magnificent year, while Madrid was having a crappy year. Real Madrid was extremely boring last season. We won zero titles. We got booted out of the Champions League by Manchester City. We were completely embarrassed for 32 weeks journeys that include the international breaks by Barcelona. I wonder how they won that La Liga trophy last season. I'm not going to say anything. Barcelona won the Copa del Rey, if I'm not mistaken, with Bobby Lewandowski. They won everything last season. Real Madrid was crap last season. I thought Arsenal was going to win the Premier League. I was convinced the way this team was winning from August all the way to March. Arsenal, 90% guaranteed you will not beat Newcastle United tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. I'm saying this with chest, with confidence. I'm expecting a draw, 1-1 or a 2-2 in favor of Newcastle United. If Arsenal's defense does not pay attention, you will lose this game to Newcastle United 1-0 or 2-1. I guarantee it 90%. You think I'm playing? I'm not joking with you. Look at this. I already write it down. And when I write it down with my pen, you guys know, as I always deliver to you guys, 70 to 90% it shall come to pass. Arsenal will struggle at Newcastle United. You had a magnificent game last weekend against Sheffield United. Let's face it, Sheffield United is a team heading down below for a relegation. It's not something to be proud of. Your inconsistency is an issue. This team is too inconsistent. This is folks, before I close the show, this is what Arsenal do to you for over the last 20 years. Me, I'm now an Arsenal football fan, like I support my Raiders in the NFL. It's like, okay, show me what you got and I'll watch. You don't show me what you got, I got Madrid to focus on. Okay? That's doing bigger things. I want your mindset to be like Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Real Madrid, teams like Inter Milan and AC Milan. I want you to shift your focus into what we call consistency. Where you keep winning game, you go on the streak, you go on the streak. If you give me 3 games in a row, 5 games in a row, and you lose one game or draw one game, which is your sixth, I will not complain. It's the fact that Arsenal, they do it every time, folks, over the last 20 years. They will give you one game where they pull you in. This is how the soccer you win. Now they expect you to be like, oh yes, so we're gonna win. That winning game against Sheffield United don't convince me. Why? You should have followed that game with a win against West Ham United in the Carabao Cup. Regardless of who was on the pitch, whether it was Trossard, whether it was Kai Havertz, whether it was whoever playing striker up front. Mikel Arteta sucks. This is why, whatever situation is going on at Manchester United, if you're an Arsenal fan, you got no business pointing finger at Manchester United. Let them sort it out because you got your own issues to deal with. You are in the same situation, you just don't see it yet because why? You are being gaslighted by the board, by the manager, and by the board of director for the signings, which is Edu. Until this club signed a striker with the respect of all the six leagues in the world, the EPL, Il Calcio, La Liga, the Bundesliga, the Ligue 1, and the RSL in Saudi Arabia, you will never be taken serious to win trophies. Gabriel Jesus will not do it for you because this guy is good. I love Gabriel Jesus. He's one of my favorite strikers I've seen since 1998. Since Ian Wright the Great. Wagwan to my cousin, Uncle Ian Wright, left the football club, and since Thierry Henry signed out. And of course, Robin van Persie from the Netherlands. Alhamdulillah. This club have not replaced Van Persie, Thierry Henry, Ian Wright, Kanu, or even Sylvain Wiltord with a proper striker. The closest person we had to them was a guy named Emmanuel Adebayo. Adebayo, who left us for Manchester City for bigger money because he was a mercenary. And he did not leave Arsenal by some mercenary thing. He asked the board for a salary increase. He said, if you guys going to put everything on my back while Van Persie's injured as your prize striker, he then took the mantra and led us to his Champions League semi-final in 2008 and 9. It was him, Theo Walcott, the Russian sensation, the little bear called Andrei Yashavin. Cesc Fabregas was the captain. Mathieu Flamini was in the midfield. Baby Gattuso, who later on went to AC Milan for the same thing. Why? He did ask the board for a salary increase. You guys did not give it to him. So he went to AC Milan. He was the replacement for Gilberto Silva and Patrick Vieira in the midfield as the muscle. With him was a young man named Denilson from Brazil. And I believe there was a guy named Alexander Song, the nephew of Rigobert Song from Cameroon, who did play in the midfield for us. At our defense, we had Philippe Senderos. We had William Gallas, if I'm not mistaken, because we used to play in that away out kit with the maroon stripes. And the goalkeeper was Manuel Alumia the lead. He could not dive. He was too heavy not to catch the football. He was like Victor Onana or Victor Punana or Punani if you want at Manchester United. Folks, Adebayo was not the problem. It was the board who betrayed him, who forced his hand to go to Manchester City and then went to Real Madrid and then came back to England to play for... Who did he play for when he came back to England? I forgot. So, with that being said, to avoid any disappointment before I close this Ken podcast for this weekend, if you're an Arsenal fan, I would not like you guys to bet with your emotion and your heart. When it comes to prediction and odd making, remove your heart and your emotion and your sentiment for your club out of it. Your worst enemies can become your allies and friends to get you paid. Put everything on Newcastle United. There will be a draw. 1-1. 2-2, like the Bishop Desmond, rest in peace. Or a 1-0 victory by Newcastle United. When you come to the striking firepower, Arsenal does not have one to face Manchester United's. Newcastle United's. I get them confused sometimes. Caleb Wilson, Danny Murphy, Gordon, and Alexander Isak. At Arsenal, who we have? Nketiah, respect to you for scoring your hat tricks against Sheffield United, young man. And Kai Havertz. I know Arteta will be keeping Leo Trossard on the bench, a player that should be starting this game in the front three alongside Martinelli and Bukayo Saka. He will leave Trossard on the bench. I know he will start with Nketiah, who will choke at St. James's Park against guys like Botman and Fabian Shaw. I'm expecting a goal from Caleb Wilson. I'm expecting a goal from Alexander Isak. I'm expecting a goal from Danny Murphy. I'm expecting a goal from Gordon. If this Arsenal defense go to sleep, because I expect you guys to go to sleep in big games like you did at Chelsea. William Saliba, I know you are my defending rock at the back. Gabriel Magalhaes, I know that you are his elder at the back at the age of 25, 26 years old. Benny Blanco, and I would like Tomiyasu to start this game. I don't want to start with what's his name, the Ukrainian guy. I don't want him to start this game. I would like him to be benched. I would like Tomiyasu to start because he have more of a defensive mind to track players back. This young man tomorrow will be facing a guy like Danny Murphy with this pace this kid bring. Okay? Newcastle United have the upper hand here. The crowd is on their side. They're in their stadium, one of the most difficult places to win. They have the striking firepower to shut down Arsenal's counter-attack. This is why I'm 90% convinced Arsenal will not win this game. It's either going to be a draw or a loss for the Gunners. Folks, that's all I have for today. I'm here to drop this the way it's supposed to be dropped. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what you need to hear as Arsenal fans and as Real Madrid fans. And I will not put Real Madrid on my list for this weekend. I expect you to collect my victory for me. The same goes for Liverpool. You will win your game because why? You and Tottenham and Manchester City are in a three-way title race. Liverpool guaranteed folks going to win this weekend as well as the Tottenham. And Tottenham have their game on Monday at 3 p.m. against Chelsea. Chelsea, I apologize in advance, folks. Put it down on your calendar on Monday at 3 p.m. I'm giving you a bonus bet here. Tottenham will beat Chelsea 1-0 on Monday, 2-1 on Monday, or a 2-0 victory by Spurs because why? Chelsea does not have any defense. Therefore, they will lose on Monday afternoon. Folks, that's all I have for this week. Sayonara, and I will see ya next week for the recap and for the Kenneth podcast when it comes to European football. Ciao.
Faces I soak up the taste, the display of women on my sofa, doing the type of things I love so much. But so what? I'm sleazy, it's not easy being Joe Smart. For low bucks, then you can count more than what's in your clutch. I could fund a small war and start a recession. A big dog, a boss hog. What I want is the question. I want it all. I want it all. I need it all right now. I want it all. I gotta get it. I got to get it.